my lifetime is that you cannot trust ZANU-PF people. There are many now who are opposed to Emerson Mnangagwa, but when they go back to Zimbabwe, they are tortured. I can tell you, most of them will change within a very short space of time. A typical example of this flip-flopper is Walter Mzembi, who is a former Minister of Foreign Affairs. He was also in the tourism in Zimbabwe under the regime of Robert Gabriel Mugabe. When Robert Gabriel Mugabe was in power, because he was enjoying looting and the status quo, he was part of the then G40, thinking that Robert Gabriel Mugabe was going to stay in power forever. Guess what? He is back in Zimbabwe. He was jailed for almost 8 months. We were actually covering him. I mean, you have to support someone when he's afflicted, because it's not in the interest of everybody to see any of the persons in Zimbabwe being afflicted. And when he's actually freed, he is now a fully fledged ZANU-PF member, typical of ZANU-PF flip-floppers, now tracking for Emerson Mnangagwa, hoping he may be given a post and reintegrated back to ZANU-PF. This time around, licking the boot of Mnangagwa. Greetings and welcome to your lovely channel, the Flipfloping Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button, so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. So this is what Walter Mzembi wrote. He says Zimbabwe is inadvertently showing growing appetite for a people-driven constitution. You would think he would write something great. He says it has never had a fully people-driven constitution. So he's saying Zimbabwe has never had a people-driven constitution. A resolution from ZANU-PF resulting in CAB3 to Constitutional Amendment number 3, in fact, Constitutional Act number 3, shows a large section of our people do not find the 2013 Constitution an absolute answer to a supreme law. This is Walter Mzembi, having heard him some months back speaking. This is a totally different Walter Mzembi, a flip-flopper of not typical of ZANU-PF people. He says it is the closest the country has ever come to one, but not the real people's deal. What is he saying exactly? He says priority to this, there were 2 other amendments. There are suggestions from some citizens of CAB 4, 5, 6, 7, etc. That in itself showing further appetite to adjust and amend our constitution to living realities. He says constitutions are living documents, not rigid and immutable, but they become contested if they are seen to be serving only select sections or the elite. To mitigate the situation, constitutional review should be a continuing culture and process, an opportunity and window for all citizens. It may take the form of a new people-driven constitution project with 2030 the finishing line as projected by CAA3. This is a reasonable and practical concession to the people of Zimbabwe. You see, this is nonsense. For the record, Zimbabwe has never had a real people-driven constitution. We have had compromise constitutions, either of belligerents, as was the case with the 1979 Lancaster House one, or of major political parties, ZANU-PF and MTCs, as was the case in 2013. A constitution now being amended itself, but prime moved by one party, not the people in their totality. This is perhaps the source of disagreement, leading to non-prime movers wanting a say through a referendum. But we are where we are now with CAA3 as part of our supreme law, a positive way forward and concession would be the leverage, this extension of mandate to give the people of Zimbabwe what they want, their own supreme law. People used to say Walter Mzembi was dumped, this and that to Walter. Don't trust ZANU-PF people. He went to ZANU-PF hoping, he went to Zimbabwe hoping to clinch a deal. He was promised something big. They first of all disciplined him. Now they are telling him to reach to that stage, you need now to put leak. He is doing it too much now. It says derived from them directly and a mechanism put in place through an independent commission and other auxiliary institutions to achieve that. It says agenda setting through suggestion of change of governance model, with some purporting the establishment of a monarchy is healthy in a free society. You see, he is now speaking of a monarchy, and that monarchy would be led by Mnangagwa. There are 4 different types of monarchies: through absolute, constitutional, elective, theocracy, etc. There is alarm already on this suggestion until one pauses and reflects on which countries in the world are monarchies. 43 altogether, including UK, Japan, Spain, Sweden, Thailand, Denmark, Belgium, New Zealand, etc. Yes, these run to countries for many of us are monarchies. But the issue is some are ceremonial, some parliamentary, yet others hybrid. The people of Zimbabwe should be given an opportunity to imagine afresh what works for them, including other governance model, not the straitjacket Westminster model. This should be as transparent and inclusive as possible. These are others too. A large section of our people who feel strongly about federalism, yet others maintaining the Republican status quo. Some feel our 1987 model of a ceremonial president and executive prime minister is the most ideal and could be improved with clear power sharing and checks and balances. All this is talk which can begin now to 2030. Until we adopt a people-driven constitution, it can begin now in lieu of waived elections in 2028. How else do we keep a people used to 5-year election cycle, politically engaged and non-restive, if you don't represent them a substantive political agenda? So that said, our debate should not mix up definitions. For example, a dynasty and a monarchy are are not necessarily the same thing. 1987, we had some kind of elected monarchy in place with a parliamentary democracy under him. So dialogue, inclusive national dialogue should take us forward as a nation. You know, I'm reading this tired because they don't like it. So don't close doors or be afraid to talk to each other. It's healthy to promote domestic dialogue. It's nation building. The legacy that E.T. Mnangagwa can bequeathed to the people of Zimbabwe is a people-driven constitution. So they are not even content with the attack. Simba Chip says, I did not finish your letter, but already the missing link in amending constitution is referendum. One cannot call it people, the people when they were never involved. The moment those changes were forced, I don't see anything else that grand. Deserving referendum is the future. Walter Mzembi says, finish it. Columbus says, prison messed up your mind, doctor. You are no longer the same. He says, you obviously haven't understood a thing about what I wrote, but it's still okay to hear this through thought of yours. You know, he's trying to play smart, but we hear him loud and clear, and the people of Zimbabwe heard the flip-flopper Walter Mzembi. It had to take punishment through prison for him to be putting this much to be licking the boot of Emerson Mnangagwa rather this much. Thank you very much for watching us. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. You can financially support this channel by pressing the join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so by pressing the thanks button and send us stars. Wakancuba Mhlabane is signing out. Let me love and leave you. Let's meet on the other side of the live broadcast. Definitely as